Okay, Sofia, mi amiga. I just feel like so many of us, we get to a point after a breakup or like a long period of being single, and the first thing we think is, I need someone else. Like that's the default setting for so many, right? It's like a rush to fill that space.
See, Isabella, you've hit on something so incredibly fundamental there. It's almost instinctual for many. And if you're the type of person who finds yourself constantly looking for that next relationship, always thinking, oh, when I have a partner, then I'll be happy, or when someone loves me, then I'll be complete, then this is definitely for you. Because what we're talking about here is really, at its core, a psychological trap, the emptiness trap, as you called it. It's about seeking external validation to fill an internal void, you know? And that void, it's rarely actually about needing another person. It's about something else entirely.
Oh, that's a powerful way to put it. The emptiness trap. So, what exactly is happening there psychologically, do you think? Like, why do we even feel that need to rush to fill it with another person, specifically?
Well, it often stems from an underdeveloped sense of self, or sometimes a fractured identity. When we haven't truly invested in understanding who we are, what we value, what brings us joy independently, then, a partner can seem like the perfect scaffolding for that missing structure. They become the reflection that tells us we're worthy, interesting, or lovable. But that's a heavy burden to put on another person. And it's a very fragile foundation for your own self-worth, isn't it? It means your happiness becomes entirely dependent on an external factor.
Fragile is the word. I've seen that so many times with clients, where their entire mood, their entire week depends on how well their relationship is going. And if there's a tiny bump, boom, everything crumbles. So if we're not supposed to use a partner as our scaffolding, like you said, then what are we supposed to do instead? Where do we even begin to build that internal structure if it's missing?
Exactly. That's the million-dollar question, isn't it? And the answer, Isabella, is to unpack your core. It's a deep dive into self-discovery. This isn't just about finding a hobby. It's about reconnecting with your deepest values, your passions, your non-negotiables in life. It's asking yourself, who am I when no one is watching? What truly lights me up? And it means being radically honest with yourself. This might mean identifying old patterns or beliefs that have held you back. Maybe you were taught your worth came from being chosen, We need to dismantle that.
Dismantle that. Wow. So it's like doing some serious emotional renovation work then. For someone listening right now thinking, okay, that sounds great, but how do I even start to identify my deepest values? Do you have like a quick, tangible first step? Because sometimes that big picture can feel a little overwhelming.
Of course. A simple exercise I often recommend is to think about moments in your life where you felt truly, deeply alive, fulfilled, and authentic. What were you doing? Who were you with, or were you alone? What emotions were present? And on the flip side, think about moments where you felt drained, unhappy, or inauthentic. What were the circumstances? When you compare these, you start to see patterns, a blueprint of your inherent needs and values. It really starts to paint a picture of your true self, without the external pressures.
I love that. So once we start to identify those values and those moments, how do we actually build a life around them? Because, you can know what makes you happy, but it doesn't just magically appear, right? Especially when we've been so focused on finding the one to complete us. It's a huge mental shift to think, no, I'm going to create my own complete life.
Exactly. This is about redefining enough. It's about consciously, actively shaping a life that feels rich and satisfying to you, totally independent of a romantic partner. This means investing in your friendships, your career, your hobbies, your personal growth. It's about setting boundaries, pursuing passions, learning new skills. And it's creating rituals that bring you joy, whether that's, say, a morning walk with your favorite coffee, or dedicating time to a creative project. The goal is to wake up each day and feel genuinely excited about your own existence, your contributions, your own journey. It's about feeling truly enough as a standalone individual.
Wow, that sounds incredibly empowering, but honestly, a little daunting for some, I think, because it really requires looking inward and doing the work. For someone who's always put others first, how do they even begin to shift that mindset? How do you start to prioritize yourself when you're so used to being a caretaker or a people pleaser?
It starts with small, consistent acts of self-prioritization. It could be saying no to something you truly don't want to do, even if it feels uncomfortable at first. It could be dedicating 15 minutes a day to something purely for your pleasure, completely guilt-free. It's about building that self-trust, showing yourself that your needs actually matter. Think of it like a muscle, you know? The more you exercise it, the stronger it gets. And the stronger it gets, the more your life starts to reflect your true desires, rather than just reacting to what others need.
Okay, so we're building this amazing full life. We're prioritizing ourselves. We're learning what makes us feel enough. Now, how does this all translate back to dating? Like, when we're finally ready to put ourselves out there again, how does this groundwork change the dating experience? Because I imagine it would be totally different from, coming from that place of looking for someone to fill a void.
Oh, Isabella, it's a game changer. It's the fundamental shift. When you've fallen in love with your own life, when you genuinely feel complete and whole on your own, you approach dating from a place of abundance, not scarcity. You're not looking for someone to complete you. You're looking for someone to complement you. Do you know what I mean? You're not desperate, you're not needy, you're discerning. You know your worth, you know what you bring to the table, and you're no longer willing to settle for less than you deserve, simply because you're afraid of being alone.
That's such a beautiful distinction, complement versus complete. And it makes so much sense. I imagine like the type of people you attract also totally changes, right? Because if you're radiating this sense of self-sufficiency and joy, you're not going to attract someone who wants to fix you or someone who's also looking to fill their own void with you.
Absolutely. You actually become a magnet for healthier connections because secure individuals are drawn to other secure individuals. When you embody self-love, you signal to the world and especially to potential partners that you are a whole person, capable of giving and receiving love, but not dependent on it for your happiness. This allows for a deeper, more authentic connection, built on shared values and mutual respect, rather than codependency or unspoken expectations. It's about choosing a partner from a place of strength, not weakness, you know? A partner becomes an addition, a bonus, not a requirement for your joy.
A bonus, not a requirement. That's the breakthrough, isn't it? It's like the ultimate freedom. So if someone's listening right now and they're thinking, okay, I get it. I want to date from a place of abundance. I want to fall in love with my own life. What's the very first step they should take? Like, practically, what's one thing they can do this week to really kickstart this journey?
My advice, and this is crucial, is to take a conscious, intentional pause from actively seeking a relationship. Seriously, step back from the apps, the pressure, the need to find someone. Use that energy, that time, that mental space, and redirect it entirely toward yourself. Make a list of 5 things you've always wanted to do or learn, but put off because you were too busy dating or just thinking about dating. Then pick just one and commit to it. Whether it's taking a pottery class, learning a new language, reading those books piling up, or exploring a new park. It sounds simple, but it's a powerful declaration to yourself. My life is worthy of my full attention.
I love that. Take the pressure off and just redirect that energy inward. It's almost like dating yourself first, isn't it? Building that incredible relationship with the person you spend 100% of your time with. Then, when you do decide to open up to dating again, you're not just throwing spaghetti at the wall. You're making intentional, aligned choices. It's not about finding a relationship. It's about finding the right relationship, because you know exactly what you bring and what you truly deserve.
Exactly. That's the beautiful breakthrough. You stop searching for someone to complete your story. Instead, you invite someone to share in the incredible story you're already writing for yourself. And that story, when it comes from a place of genuine self-love and fulfillment, is absolutely irresistible.
Sophia, this has been such an eye-opening conversation. Seriously, I feel like so many people needed to hear this today. That idea of building your own irresistible life, it just resonates so deeply. Gracias, Isabela. It's a journey, but one that's incredibly rewarding. It really changes everything, not just in dating, but in every aspect of your life. Absolutely. And to all of our listeners, we truly hope this episode sparked something within you. If someone came to mind while you were listening to this episode, that is your intuition telling you literally to text them this link. Share this message with them. You never know whose life you might impact. Really, it could be a turning point for them. And we want to hear from you. Is there a topic that you want us to explore? Something that's been on your mind, perhaps a challenge you're facing? Drop it below in the comments or reach out to us. Your feedback, it really helps us shape future discussions and create content that truly serves you, our amazing community. Yes, please do. And make sure to keep an eye on our website. It will soon have more tools and exclusive content, which we are so excited about sharing with all of you. Think workshops, deeper dives, maybe some guided meditations, all designed to help you on this journey of self-love and conscious living. We're really putting our hearts into it. We are. So thank you so much for tuning in with us today, for sharing this space and time. We truly appreciate your presence. Catch you soon, everyone. Bye for now, everyone.